Very interesting. It's called The Ultimate Alien Agenda by James Walden, a doctor. Talks about the re-engineering of mankind. If you look very carefully at this book, you'll see the eye of the serpent and the scaly green appearance of the book. It's interesting. He says about the aliens that are coming and supposedly abducting women with their UFOs and their spacecraft and so forth. He believes they are aliens that were once here who seeded men on earth. And the author says that must be why he is so drawn, attracted to serpents. Many people are attracted to serpents today, it seems. And we even see popular music stars like Britney Spears, who performs with a albino python snake wrapped around her neck. It was thought that the great gods and goddesses, the sons of God, the fallen stars, it is said that they represented the mighty serpent because he was the serpent of wisdom, and they too are like serpents of wisdom. Tertullian, one of the early Christian, one of our forefathers you might say, stated this. He said, the dragon or Satan became the supreme object of worship of the pagans. He said that Satan, in the form of the dragon or the serpent, occupied a prominent place in the Egyptian mysteries and also those of Greece. These heretics, said Tertullian, magnify the serpent to such a degree as to prefer him even to Christ himself, for he, say they, gave us the first knowledge of good and evil. So we see then who is really represented by the fallen angels. Is it not the serpent? Is it not the devil? And yet we're being told that there is a planet coming from outer space headed this way. And when it comes, there might be not only incredible planetary changes on this earth in the form of catastrophe, but that aliens from outer space, entities that were once here before as gods and goddesses, and the giants, the Nephilim, they're back. They're back. And they're here because they love us. And they're the serpents of wisdom who want to share their divinity with us. You can see the lies of the devil and all these things. And now let's look. Throughout history, we've seen the story of these devils represented. Here is a dragon painting that can be seen in a tomb in the Valley of the Kings in Thebes, central Egypt. Here we have an ancient painting and occultic-like a code of Ouroboros, the serpent biting its own tail. Notice it has 3 horns on its head. That is the father god, the mother goddess, and their son, who is to come, the Antichrist. Even here in the United States, the serpent was worshipped. Here is a very interesting picture that I know you'll find of fascination. Coiled over 1,254 feet. This is the Great Serpent Mound in the state of Ohio. No one knows how it got there. Was it Native American Indians? But someone worshiped the serpent, and we can see the mounds, the signs on the planet. Now, the serpent has been worshipped in many ways, and these gods who are supposedly returning with this planet Earth will come in many forms as well. And let's look at some of the forms in which the serpent is said to be coming very soon in conjunction with planet X. Here is a being that appears to be some kind of a Babylonian fish god. Here we have the Egyptian goddess Isis. Notice the small fish tail in her headdress. And here we have the Babylonian god Yanes. That is spelled O-A-N-N-E-S. Yanes. He was a fishtail amphibious being from the heavens. The Babylonians said he founded civilization on earth. Yes, they say the aliens from outer space founded mankind's civilization, brought us great cities, brought us the monuments, even the Tower of Babel. Notice the fish headdress. You'll remember the Philistines. King Saul was killed by the Philistines, and they cut off his head, and they took his head into the temple of Dagon. And who was Dagon or Dagon? Well, here we find examples of Dagon. Dagon, in fact, was Janus, the fish god of the Philistines. And by the way, if you want to see the sign of Dagon today, just look at a modern picture of the Pope of Rome. Notice the fishtail headdress. So Janus, the ancient fish god of the Philistines, Dagon, is still being worshipped even today at the Vatican in their ceremonial dress. As far as the goddess rising up out of the sea, the great fish god, here's some other examples from a book we have entitled Signs and Symbols. Here is Capricornus, the sea god and goatfish. The Bible talks about Leviathan. Here is another image of Dagon. And then we have Scylla, a many-necked and headed dragon from the sea. We have the mermaid who rises up. We have Triton. All of these are forms of the beast who fell into the sea, the star that fell into the sea. Among the tribes of Africa, there is a tribe called the Dogon. Notice the similarity, the Dagon or Dagon and the Dogon. And the Dogon said that many, many eons ago, from outer space, came some strange amphibious fish god creatures. They came in a spacecraft shaped like an obelisk. And these creatures they call the Nomo. They were amphibian gods, and they had amphibious feet and hands. And these fish god they worshipped. They came, they said, from a star far off, hotter than our sun, called Sirius, Sirius. Sirius. Sirius, they said, had another planet, let's just call it Sirius B, that circulated or orbited around it. And it was said that there is even a third planet, an invisible star, circling around Sirius. In fact, Sirius has been worshipped for thousands of years, my friends. The Masons today worship the blazing star from Sirius. The ancient Egyptians worshipped the planet or the star Sirius, and from it came the name of their great sun god, Osiris, and the name of their goddess, Isis. Now this planet or star Sirius, a man named Robert K.G. Temple wrote a book about. In 1976, this book caused an incredible international interest in the planet Sirius. Now I want you to remember that Mr. Hazelwood and a number of other pseudo-astronomers are saying today that it is the planet Sirius that is coming, that is the planet X that is headed, that is the dead for planet Earth, that is the dark red star on a collision course with this Earth. Some others, such as Zechariah Sitchin, call it Nibiru. All in all, Hazelwood said there are 34 names, but I have found 71 names so far in the occult literature for planet X. Certainly, though, Sirius has great impact